So as you can see, there's a bit of a problem. In the last, well, one of the last videos, the handbrake I'd redone. Well, I bodged fixed it. It's not worked. Or like, it worked for that of like one gradient that wasn't even like, you could have like driven on a pebble and it was the same gradient, and it snapped again. I'll show you the bodge fix I used, because I don't think I really covered it much in the video. We'll love that. Huh? Just an entire new handbrake. Just literally an entire new handbrake. Right, so I bought the whole thing. I bought the whole handbrake and the cable, because when I looked, it was cheaper to buy the whole thing than just this little wiggly assembly piece. So this one is a working assembly. You can see it moving back and forth, extending and coming in. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little pin off. I'm going to take the actual bracket off, and instead of replacing the whole handbrake, just replace the cable. I might sell it. Might sell this bit. But yeah, so I'm just going to crack on, start taking interior apart, and then get it in the car. So for the interior, literally just that. That's going to take away all the centerpieces in a moment. I said in the last video, I'll say it again. Zinc coated Toyota screwdriver, those guys knew what they were up to. But first I'm just going to remove these bolts. I'm then going to remove the pin here. When I did it on the other car, it was actually surprisingly easy to remove this pin, so I'm hoping it's an easy process on this one as well. Right, I got those bolts removed. We'll keep them safe on the ground. And then, yeah, now it's just getting this pin out, which you basically, where it folds around here, you literally just line it up, give it a wiggle, and that's it. That is all that's holding your car from rolling down a hill, are that and the brakes. It's kind of mental. That
is kind of mental. That's a bit scary, actually.
It's very scary. And then this boot here is going to be the painful thing for us to get on, which is inside the car. We just got to try and get the other one off next. If anyone wants this, as long as this works, this will be for sale. Right, so the coin tray comes off, then shift boot here. I'm not going to take the actual surround properly off, because you don't really necessarily have to. If you've never done the job before, I'd recommend doing it, but I know what I'm doing. And you've got this little pop here that needs removing as well. Just a little pry bar. And then I'm going to keep all of my bolts over here on the side, out of the way so I don't lose them. So that just releases the carpet, so when we get this trim off, we can just pull it all down. And next is removal of this plastic, which you have to be very careful, and I cannot emphasize how slowly you should take this trim off, because this on an MR2 cracks like crazy. I've gone through, this is my third, I believe.
Really?
They literally just crack. They crack here when you take them off.
I have mine off all the time. I'm still on the original one.
Yours is Rev 5. Older yep.
Yeah.
MR2s. And then that literally loosens this whole centerpiece, because I don't have these two screws in, but usually you'd have to like loosen these screws, so you have a little bit of play here, so then you can unhook this tray in a moment that I'll show. No?
No, I didn't know there was a screw there.
So there's one here and there's one on the other side as well. They come out super easy. Done. That's it. And then out the other side. And then now we're moving on to this console piece. Essentially all of this has to come off, so I'll just get my random things out of here. So these 4 screws here, so one there, and then 2 on the top, and then there's also then some screws in the side you don't necessarily have to take out. I'll show you in a moment. Right, and then now this whole centerpiece just removes, just like that. Super simple. So if you want to open your car up more, you've just got to cover this ugly thing. It actually doesn't look too bad taking this off. The trim piece literally just comes up, and then where I told about loosening the screws at the front, you can just slide it off. There you go. Because then there's play and I don't break any of this. And then I should just be able to turn the boot, and there you go.
Pretty.
I know, look how gross. Dust from years, rust, great. And then these are literally just seated underneath. So that one comes out like that. The other one just clips from underneath it. And then you've got a loosening area where you've then got your handbrake assembly. So ignore that, that's just my footwell lights. I'm just gonna push out the way. And then now we can access the very small working area to get the very broken handbrake cable off, which it looks like it's lost both of those bolts that I put on it the other day. No, they're here. Just not apparently enough cable to hold. Think it's a 14? Yes, 14. I asked myself, why did I tighten this so tight? Oh, probably because it's a handbrake. So there's another bolt down here, which is really frustrating to get to. And there's a reason I'm using an open non-ended spanner instead of a socket, because without removing the seat, this is just a really difficult job. But I don't want to remove my seat rail, so not happening.
We're still going on the same bolt. We're nearly there, right?
Yeah, it's just an awkward angle to get to without removing the seat. There we go. So that comes off. And the whole assembly now just, that's it.
That's quite easy.
Yeah, not bad. So there's this little wire as well you have to disconnect that comes out the side of the handbrake. That is your handbrake release sensor that pops the light on your dash. So if you're getting it wobbling or it's like coming up quite a lot, it means that you probably need to rather tighten your handbrake or replace the actual little button because the spring's gone. Well, let's just show you my bodge that worked temporarily. So this is just a bolt and a washer that sits there. And then these are two bolts that are clamping to the old cable to try and pull it. However, it didn't quite have enough pull. And then as more strings came out of it, it's failed. So now I've got to unbolt all this and get inside the assembly. Oh, maybe that's why it broke, because it was loose. So this is just me removing my bodge. So usually you wouldn't have to do this in the assembly. It would just look like the other one did. So now I think it's a 12mm. I've then got to take the handbrake assembly off that I just took off on the other side so that we've got enough room to get the actual like handbrake out itself. And then it just comes off.
Easy.
Super easy. The not easy thing is contorting yourself around the car without taking all of the trims out.
Especially when you're like 6 foot what?
6'1", 6'2", on a good day. So then without removing the seat rail, it's a little difficult to get to, but there's this little rubber that comes up, which I've just pulled up, and then from underneath I'll show you coming up to the actual centre of the car. I don't know if this angle's oh. We just won't make it under. No! No. Safety planks.
Okay. Safety planks are in full use.
Safety planks. Oh, this is going to be fun. Can you tell me when I'm on them?
Yeah. Re-chock the front.
Yeah, please.
There we go, all good.
And now I got miles. Look. Listen, I took apart the dresser and I was like, well, I can use these, I have a low car. And the amount of times these have saved me.
What was that?
So it's so deep in the car. And I have to get underneath.
Are you going to be able to get underneath that?
Huh?
Are you going to be able to get underneath that?
I have lanky arms, so yes. So there's this little clip here in a moment, which is just to pull this so then the cord comes away. But I need to get that quarter pin out, which is loose at the moment, to then get the new pin slider in.
Okay, so we have dropped a little pin,
Quarter pin
underneath the car, and we don't know where it's gone because it's the same colour as the floor. So I literally don't see it anywhere. Might have gone this way. I have no idea. No idea.
Might have to use a hairpin.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll see.
Okay, we're gonna try find this little pin now. I can't believe we lost it. Okay, we are searching, but I cannot see anything. Found it.
Thank God.
Oh, this is wild. Okay.
Again, a piece that small holds your handbrake together. Like, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Just in the way. No, that's so sad.
So we're trying to get the front of the skirt off, yeah?
Yeah, because we can't jack the car up. But we can't take the wheel off without jacking the car up. So
It's a vicious circle, really.
yeah, the cycle of life and turning the wheel of the car. Because I'm an idiot. On safety planks.
Oh.
What?
Go on, go on.
Gotta go the other way.
Yeah. 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 You're fine.
The wheel chuck. Do you think that's enough room for me to undo the three?
More than enough.
Yeah?
Wheel chuck is not looking great.
Yeah?
I mean, it's wedged in there.
That's fine.
It's not going nowhere, but...
That's fine. My skirts may have been rubbing just a little bit.
What gives you that impression? What gives you that impression?
I don't know. So did you know these wheels are black, not grey?
Oh my god, what?
We're just jacking up even sketchier because...
This has turned into such a process. The way the car is wobbling right now.
Which is fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Get your safety planks a bit nicer.
Huh? Safety planks for the win though. They worked, did they not?
Work.
Right. Next step is for me to figure out how to pry this like part off the car. So now this bolt's off, I can then get the cable off. Well, should be able to get the cable off and then pull it through. So the lighting isn't the best, but this just slides out now. This was where that bracket went, just like that, so then it holds it in nice and tight. So now I should just be able to pull that through the top of the car and then put the new one through. I think the cable might have been a little bit snapped.
Just a bit?
Yeah, just a little bit. And also very stiff, like it's catching. So look at the difference between the two. Look how nice and like newer that is. Which is mental. So look at that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Even all the way through, like the boot, this is completely like wobbly and torn. Look at all this, it's been rewrapped before, so the cable itself's been replaced. Just look what it's supposed to look like. Look how nice that comes.
No.
So now we line these two holes up and then follow this channel through and then slip it into there. So just making sure those lines, making sure those lines line up. And then it's just a matter of getting the angle. Which I'm just like that, so easy. It's just the awkward angles.
We'll get the right side.
There you go, there you go. It's just getting the angle and then it wraps round. And then now I can insert those bolts in pretty much directly at the moment, just to make it easier for when we try to then put it back in the car. So much smoother, ridiculously smoother. Right, now I'm going to get the assembly in the car because of the angles. And I don't want to lean on the car too much. Like cinematic angles.
The way we are filming right now, my hand is through the sunroof.
Right, now that's roughly on. I'm not going to tie anything down with bolts or anything yet. I am going to plug this cord in though, just for convenience. There you go. So everything's just sat roughly on the bolts, nothing actually through yet. And then I'm also not going to poke the weathering hole through yet until the car's on the ground. So now this has come through the bottom of the car. It's just a matter of sliding this on like that, rebolting this through, and then popping the cotter pin that we dropped earlier back on the top. And then it'll be just hopefully not snapping it while I get it readjusted. Get yourself a mechanic as a boyfriend. They're good with There's the fun, this is where the fun begins. So pushing the pin up, getting this through, and then pulling the pin back down whilst underneath the car. Just getting the pin in now. Yeah, we're in.
Perfect. Well done.
Now it's just up to tightening the handbrake. Is the handbrake down at the moment?
Yes.
No pressure on the handbrake, no?
What?
No pressure on the handbrake.
No. Yeah, that's 3.
Let it go now.
What?
You let it go.
Yeah. Actually putting it back together now.
Thank goodness. It's genuinely a really easy job if you had a ramp, or if I had my 3-ton here, then it would have been like done in minutes. But since we're doing it on the go, because I can't keep driving without a handbrake, drove to Cornwall and all around Cornwall without one, but you know, here we are. Yeah, I need to just sort this out.
Hopefully this works.
I think it'll hold on one side, but won't hold on the other.
It's better than nothing, right?
Yeah. The only reason being is I've changed the pads on one side and I haven't on the other, which you shouldn't do.
Why have you done that?
Because I'd rather have some brake pads. Long story short, I didn't have enough time to do both sides. And I need to order a caliper wind back tool, but I can't at the moment, I need money.
GoFundMe.
Should genuinely start a GoFundMe.
GoFundMe or OnlyFans? She's going down. Take the side skirt with you.
Yeah, I know, literally. Do you want to pass me the 2 bolts there? That one. Yeah, go for it. Thank you. Are you mocking me for it? Okay. I see how this is. How are yours held on?
Prefer not to answer that question.
We can fight fire with fire. I have to tuck this back through here. Then you have to get like the angle right.
Yeah, otherwise it doesn't go back in. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has to click in.
Without snapping that as well. There we go. There we go.
Perfect.
And now it's just awkwardly clipping everything back in. People in the comments are just like, I could do that with a pry bar and my self-esteem. I could do that with my eyes closed, and someone from the Midlands MR2 community probably literally could, but we're not them.
Interior is back together.
Looking clean.
Like it never left.
Like it, yeah, nothing happened.
Nothing happened here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take them out.
Huh? It's not really a tutorial video or anything like that, because I mean, it's nothing special. The reason why it's still slightly moving is definitely the fact that the handbrake just hasn't been adjusted. Also, the pads on one side are much more complete than the others. So now that that's done, I have ordered another one of these trims. I've got the paint back at my other garage, and then we'll be able to reconnect those. When we reconnect those, I will then touch up pen those bits that have come loose. For now, I'm gonna put everything away. It was a simple job, wasn't it?
Simple job, yeah.
Only took 5:45, couple of hours?
Couple of hours, yeah.
Couple hours, considering we didn't have the right resources.
Not that bad.
Not that bad. Not bad, we'll take it. We'll take it.